Welcome to Lesson 1 continued of What is a Linear Relation? Before we look at graphing linear relations, we need to know if the data we're dealing with is discrete or continuous. And discrete data is data that can be counted. And in this case, we do not join up the points on the graph with a solid line. They're not connected. For continuous data, this is data that can take on any value within a range. And because it can take on any value, we cannot count all these values. Now on the graph, we will join up the points to show the fact that we are including every number in between the ones that we plotted. So let's look at a couple of examples to see the difference between continuous and discrete. So A, Don went for a hike and tracked his distance over time. After 1 hour, he traveled 3 kilometers. 2 hours he had traveled 6 kilometers, and 3 hours he traveled a total of 9 kilometers. Now to determine if this is continuous or discrete, we need to ask ourselves if the distance can take on any value in between 3 and 6. So could Don have hiked for 3.75 kilometers, for example? Yes, he could have. Could he have walked for only 1.2 hours? Again, that's a yes. So because we can take on any value in between the ones there that are listed, we say that this is continuous. And if you had to graph this, you would join up the points. Now for B, it says a student council sells hoodies as a fundraiser. If they sell 10 hoodies, they'd make $100. 20 hoodies, they'd make $200. And 30 hoodies, they would make $300. So can we sell any number of hoodies in between 10 and 20? We can sell 11 hoodies, 12 hoodies, 13 hoodies, but could we sell 10.2 hoodies? And the answer this time is no. So that means that this is discrete. And again, if you had to plot this on a graph, you do not join up points on the graph. Now for this last example, we don't have a scenario. We're just given an equation, y equals 3x plus 2. So in a case like this where there's no context given, we don't know what x and y represent, it is considered to be continuous. So we'll write that down now. When no context is given, the data is considered to be continuous. And because it's continuous, we do join up points on the graph. So when we look at graphing in the next video, we'll have to keep in mind if the data is discrete or continuous.